Favorite Eats. Hello foodies, welcome back to Favorite Eats. Today we're making a classic Italian dish, chicken medallion pasta with freshly made pesto sauce. This dish is delicious, served hot or cold or somewhere in between. And if you've never had pesto sauce before, the sheer aroma of basil will definitely hypnotize your senses and tantalize your taste buds. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and make sure you hit that notification bell so you'll be alerted every time we post a new recipe. FYI, I grew the basil myself, so I am stoked. So let's get started. The ingredients we're going to need is a half a cup of pine nuts, a half a cup of olive oil. You can use light or you can use regular. We're going to need a half a cup of grated fresh Parmesan cheese. I have 3 cloves of garlic. We'll need a tablespoon of freshly squeezed lemon juice, and 1 teaspoon of salt, and 1/8 of a teaspoon of black pepper, which I have here. Now, on this baking sheet, I am going to pour our half a cup of pine nuts onto the pan, and I'm going to spread them around evenly because we're going to pop them in the oven until nice and brown. This is going to help bring out that nutty flavor. So in the meantime, I've washed my basil, which I grow myself, and I have in this bowl about 2.5 cups of fresh basil. So now that we've taken our pine nuts out of the oven and they're nice and cool, you can see they're nicely browned and they smell delicious. So now let's get started with our pesto sauce. Now in my food processor, I'm going to add my 3 cloves of garlic. And what I want to do is just start blending these together and get them like chopped up before we proceed. So I'm going to turn on our blender and just get these started. Okay, I'm just going to scrape the sides down like this. And I'm just going to add a little bit of the olive oil and try to blend these garlic pieces a little better. So now we're going to add in our pine nuts and our lemon juice, and we're going to add in our basil, there you go, and our cheese. Okay, let's push this down a little bit, and we're going to add in our onion powder and salt, our black pepper, and our olive oil. There you go. And we're going to blend this until it's all mixed together well. Okay, so now we're going to add our pesto sauce into a bowl. Doesn't that look beautiful? And it smells so good. There you have it. Homemade pesto sauce. So let's get started with our chicken. What we're going to do is we're going to make medallions, and I have here 1 large and 1 small chicken breast, a tablespoon of onion powder, 2 tablespoons of parsley, 2 chopped cloves of garlic, 1 tablespoon of black pepper, and 1/8 of a cup of grated Parmesan cheese. And along with that, we're going to use about 2 tablespoons of our homemade pesto sauce. Okay, now preparing our breast is going to be simple. I'm going to cut the larger breast in half, like so. Try that again. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make about 1/4 inch slices. Just like that. Now we want to make sure we get these all the same size so they'll cook evenly. Now let's do this one. Here you go. And now we're going to do our final breast. All right, all done with that. Now, I am going to get a bowl and I'm going to put all of these medallions inside the bowl because now we're going to season our chicken. So what we want to do is I'm going to add my onion powder and our chopped garlic, black pepper, our parsley, and last but not least, our Parmesan cheese. Now this is just store-bought Parmesan, grated Parmesan cheese. Now I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of our homemade pesto sauce, and we're going to put about 3 tablespoons of olive oil. Now we're just going to mix it all up. Make sure every piece is coated. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to cover this chicken in plastic wrap and we're going to let it marinate in a refrigerator for about an hour. Now I usually do this overnight, which you can do, but 1 to 4 hours or overnight is fine. Alright, so here I have some dried tomatoes and some black olives. The black olives I'm just going to cut into slices so they look like little tiny rings. There we go. Now let me just clean this up a little. And now I'm going to take my dried tomatoes and stack them on top of each other and slice them into very thin strips like this. Watch your fingers. Alright, now let's place these in a bowl. Like that. Alright. And along with that, I'm just going to squirt about a tablespoon of olive oil on the tomatoes and just toss them in there so that they rehydrate a little. Okay, now in a pan I squirted some olive oil and I had 1 tablespoon of butter. Now I'm going to place our marinated chicken medallions in the pan. There we go, like that. Okay, and we're going to cook these for about 3 minutes on one side and flip them over and cook them on the other side for another 3 minutes until they look like this. Okay, these look perfect. Now let's get our noodles going. In boiling water, we want to add our pasta. Now, you can use spaghetti noodles, fettuccine noodles, linguine noodles, any kind of noodle that you can find. You can make this dish with. So we're going to let these noodles cook for about 8 to 10 minutes, maybe 12, all depending on your temperature. And we just want them to get al dente. We don't want them soft. We want them still with a little bit of firmness to it. And like they say, if you're not sure, just throw it against the wall. If it sticks, it's done. Just make sure it's firm and not crunchy. Now let's drain our noodles and pour them into a bowl. Now let's mix in our pesto sauce. Let's add a little more, like so, and continue mixing it. Now, you see the texture of my pasta? Absolutely perfect. Okay, so let's add in the rest of our pesto sauce. And I'm gonna switch over to a fork and a spoon. It's a lot easier. I'm gonna finish mixing this up together, like so. Okay, so now we're going to add in our sliced dried tomatoes. I'm gonna add in some of our black olives that we sliced, and our medallion chicken. Ooh, this smells so good. I'm gonna add some of these juices so not to lose any of the flavor. And just mix all this in together. This looks so good. I just can't wait to taste this. Believe me, you're really gonna enjoy this dish. It is very good. So let's just keep mixing this. We want to make sure we have everything thoroughly incorporated in the bowl. And there we have it. Delicious chicken medallion pasta and pesto sauce. If you enjoy this recipe, by all means, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification bell to be alerted every time we post a new recipe. Thanks for watching. Enjoy.